Right. Well, hey, it's lunchtime. Some of you are probably online checking out to see what your paycheck was today. We're going to kind of do some things today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about just my discipline in this business, how that can help you kind of mastering your calendar, working a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. We kind of have a few things we're going to cover today. I'm just going to tell you this because I want to, let me make sure I mute everybody. I want to make sure you all understand that all these leaders that have been talking to you each day during these lunch and learns, they're not just telling you to be telling you. They actually put the stuff in practice. They work this business every day. And they're millionaire leaders for a reason because they are very disciplined in that. And last night I was just chatting with my friend Amber Manquist, who is one of my sideline favorite friends. And she was like, Susan, you definitely have to cover this one thing because people may not know this about you, but they need to. They need to know that even if you are a 200K or you've hit your goals for the month, why do you stop? What's your discipline? What do you do? And so let me just tell some of you who don't know me a little bit about myself and how I kind of got started in this. I am Susan Kaufman from Bridgeport, Texas, and I started about 6.5 years ago, got the call from Maria, tired, exhausted mama, blah, 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 drinking too much caffeine, had headaches, all the stuff. Didn't want to take the product, didn't want to buy another product because very importantly, at that very time that she called me, it was Thanksgiving week, right before Christmas. I was a single mom of 2 kids. I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. I had a great job, but I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. I was a very, very involved person in my community. Like, I think even like the year before I had won Citizen of the Year. Like, that's how much volunteer time I did in my community. People joke with me sometimes and call me the mayor. I'm not the mayor. And I literally am very, very involved in my kids' schools. Now, one has graduated now, one's about to be a junior in high school, but very, very just taking a lot of time outside of work to do things in my community and my kids' schools. So to say I was busy was kind of an understatement, which I identify when people tell me they're too busy to run a business. I'm like, I got you. I know what it takes. I for sure did not want to be a promoter because I just really thought that was going to take time and money, 2 things I wasn't really willing to part with, right? I'm watching these numbers down here, Amber, to make sure that they get over 100 because, you know, I'm skittish about that now. Anyway, I did just out of the kindness of my heart decide to order the products. They were great. They were awesome. But I did go ahead and click the promoter button because it just made sense to me that if I was doing referrals and getting credits, I might as well get paid too. So that was kind of like my base to this business. I didn't know what the heck I was doing by any means whatsoever. I often joke that Maria pretty much talked my way to 12K because I literally didn't know what I was talking about. So, pretty awesome deal. Now, I will tell you that after I hit the 12K rank, I kind of needed to take this stuff a little bit more serious and get myself somewhat organized because this team was starting to blow up. So that was December of 2013. So I kind of came up with an idea back then, and I was like, all right, I am really super busy. I'm having to put this in the nooks and crannies of my day, which all of you know, we've all heard that. But how am I going to get myself organized? So I literally the night before would think of people that I needed to talk to. I would put it on a Post-it note, stick it on the console of my car. So wherever I was driving for work that day, I could call on my way. Okay. Thanks, Amber. Appreciate that. We went over the 100. So again, the Post-it note thing was literally still not working for me. Like, I had Post-it notes all over the place, and then I'd have scratch off things, and then I would be like, did I call them? I don't know. So I sat down and I made myself a little worksheet. Some of you have heard of that worksheet. That's called the Calendar Challenge worksheet. And it literally just made me not have to think of the things I needed to do each day. It would be in front of my face. So I forgot to grab something. I got to show y'all something. So I literally created myself this little sheet so that each day I could just do my little tick marks and be like, I'm done. I did it. Okay. Because I hear Kayla Fox say this all the time. Our brains are not for remembering things. It's for thinking. We don't need to take up space with trying to remember everything in our head. Write it down, makes it easier, right? So I created that little sheet and I kept that little secret to myself for a very long time. And then I decided to push it out to my team. They used it for years. I really want to go back. I'm going to give y'all an example. When I finally shared my calendar challenge sheet, which was just like the basics that you need to do every day for your business to get anywhere, I literally think I had 36 people sign up to do a little challenge with me for 3 months, and 33 of them earned their car bonus and their first trip in those 3 months, because they did the work every day. They didn't have to think about it. So guys, this is just one notebook of all the calendar challenge sheets that I have done over the course of being in this business. Every single Monday, I still print off a new sheet to start to work with. I have since changed to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. Many of you have tried it. If you haven't, put it in chat. We'll try to, figure out a way for you to get I need to make sure everybody stays muted, figure out a way for you to get that. But every single Monday, even though 200K millionaire leader in this team, every single Monday, I start with a blank sheet of one of these, and here I go. I know every single day on this, without a shadow of a doubt, no matter how busy I am, I have to do my reach outs. I have to do my follow-ups. I've got to put stuff on social media. I have to, without question, add people to my network and create free accounts. And somehow I need to follow up with as many leaders as I can. It is without question. It was without a shadow of a doubt. I do it every single day of the week. Some days 20 minutes, some days 3 hours. It just depends on how I'm going to do that. So that is the first thing I really want to talk to you about is, do you have yourself some sort of tracking, or do you just think, oh yeah, I followed up with 32 people. Oh, I'm pretty sure I followed up with 17 people. I can go back through my phone. I think yesterday I sent 5 reach outs, but really I think that was last week that I sent reach outs. I mean, it's that kind of stuff that you have to be disciplined in doing. Now, when I talk about mastering my calendar, I'm talking about this. If I put things down in my calendar for me to do, there is no moving it to the next day. We don't go to bed until we check it all off. Okay. That's one thing. Big hint there. Don't move things to the next day. That'll just frustrate you, right? And sometimes if you run out of time in the day, do it before you go to bed. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of that later. But many people will ask me, how in the world, Susan, do you get everything? Like, this was yesterday's plan of action. Everything I needed to do yesterday, Monday. Mondays are the worst. I just have to tell you, Mondays are so busy for me. But I time chunk my day. From 6 to 7 on Mondays, I'm listening to Kayla Fox. I'm taking notes. I'm making my bed. I'm taking my Thrive. I'm doing specific things. And I get to mark them all out when I'm done. From 7 to 7:30, I'm probably going and walking with my mom. From 7:30 to 8, what am I doing? Oh no, 7:15 on Mondays, I'm doing a Monday morning motivational call that many of you are on. At 7:45, I'm doing a working Zoom. At 8 o'clock, I'm going to do this. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to do this. At noon, I'm going to stop and I'm going to eat lunch. No questions asked. Actually, I did it at 11:30 because we had a Zoom yesterday, right? All the things I have to get done. Now, here's the deal. I am a stay-at-home mompreneur. I still have many, many things in this house that has to be taken care of. So I'm going to give you a tip that Tiffany Deeroff, one of my 40K leaders, gave me. We're going to work in time chunks, and we're going to use this phone right here as our guidance. So there's things on there that are scheduled in, but let's say for 20 minutes, I am going to do reach outs. I'm going to set the timer on my phone. I'm going to hit go, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to look at responses. I'm not going to go change the laundry. I'm probably not going to answer the phone. For 20 solid minutes, I'm going to do nothing but reach outs. Okay? That's my first time chunk. Then, okay, I don't know why somebody unmuted. Okay. Then when that goes off, I'm like, yes, woo, I got all those reach outs done. And I was laser focused on it, right? I didn't answer any, I didn't get distracted by Netflix. I didn't get up and go to the bathroom. I didn't do anything for 20 minutes. I did nothing but send reach outs. Timer went off. Whoo, I'm done. I'm going to change the laundry, feed the dog, clean up the bathroom, maybe put some deodorant on. I might go to the bathroom because I need to go. And then I may run outside, grab some weeds out of the flower bed that I need to. But the second that 20 minutes is up of my time, bam, I'm back in here. Well, now I'm going to hit it again, and we're going to do 20 minutes of follow-ups. We're going to check all those reach outs, but I probably have my own follow-ups to do. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. I don't do another reach out. I don't respond after the follow up. I don't answer the phone. I don't turn on Netflix. I don't go to the bathroom. I don't go get water. 20 solid minutes of follow-ups. I want you to just really think right there. If you were not distracted at all, you didn't answer the phone when one of your friends called. If it was your children or your parents, you just make sure they're okay and move on. If they are, yeah, I was just calling to chat. Okay, well, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. I'll have my earpiece on, picking weeds out of the flower bed, talking to you, right? What do you think you could possibly get accomplished if for 20 solid minutes, you did nothing but reach outs? And then for 20, you knew you only had 20 minutes to go do your little chores in the house. I bet you'd get a lot done. It is amazing what I get done in 20 minutes because I know that alarm's going to go back off and I hate to have things unfinished, right? Then you come back and you do 20 minutes of follow-ups, no questions asked. That's all you get to do. Can you imagine how much you can get done? Now, I do that several times throughout the day. The hardest thing to do is to not be distracted, okay? But if the timer hasn't gone off, you don't get to do anything else. And I promise if you will put that into place for 5 days, at the end of the week, the amount of reach outs, follow-ups, social media, people you added to your network, and whatever else you have to get accomplished would be off the chain. And you might be that week going, well, I didn't get any orders. No, but all that planting of the seeds and all that stuff you did will literally start to trickle. So back to this notebook full of all those sheets that I do. Why do I keep track of this? Because this is to remind me how hard I work. And let's say that I do have a week where there's no orders coming in and I'm like, what the heck happened? I guarantee I can go back 2 weeks on these calendar sheets and I didn't do as many as I normally do. Okay, like I probably didn't. I probably was busy that week, or I was on vacation, or, well, I was just having a moment. I'm allowed to have those, but we can't stay there. So, but I see it. But every week that this calendar challenge sheet, and I have stuck to those time chunks, is complete, it's crazy the momentum that starts to happen. So many people have asked me, like, Susan, how do you have so many customers? How do you have so many auto ship customers every single month? It didn't happen overnight, but it is a process of all the reach outs, all the follow-ups, all the more follow-ups, all the more follow-ups, all the more reach outs that keep trickling and keep going all the time. I'm telling you, if you will get this little tracking sheet, you will actually stick to it and you will do things in time chunks. You will be absolutely amazed of what just one little tweak to your business can do. Now, there's all kinds of things you can do in reach outs. There's all kinds of things you can do in follow-ups. That's probably a whole nother Zoom. And definitely some that if you're watching any of these playbacks, they're going to be on that YouTube channel. I encourage you to look up every leader that speaks. They probably have their own YouTube channel. Go listen. All the working Zooms that I do and my team does, we give examples of what to say in a reach out, what to say in a follow-up, all that. So mastering that calendar and mastering this sheet and doing it in time chunks will literally, well, one, it'll cause a habit. And then you won't know any different than to sit down and work like that. But let me tell you something, that this is definitely where Amber said, Susan, you have to cover this. I am a very disciplined person in this business. And I'm just going to give you a few examples, and please do not think that I'm coming across pretentious or bragging or tooting my own horn. If you want to say, I'm giving you an example of how discipline in this business has paid off for me. So, or paid off, I guess you could say. I have never rewarded myself until my goals for the week are done. That is a very basic thing. I've heard Paul Gravett say this several times. So let's say that this week, my goal was to have, to hit my auto bonus elite, which means I had 12 auto ships. I got 2 12Ks. I've got whatever. I have 6 people thriving for free, whatever my goal I set for the week. And I don't make my goals easy. I make them a stretch. If you say, oh, I just want to make sure I'm thriving free this week, that may be a stretch for you, but it's probably not. So make your goals where they kind of give you the heebie-jeebies and they stretch. I do that every week. My goals are always put at the top of the week on the top of my worksheet that I'm going to be working at. So I get to stare at it every day. If I haven't met them, we better get busy. And there's 2 on there right now that should finish off today because I'm like, whoa, we got things to do. But here's something, I do not allow myself to be rewarded until they're done. So if I know on Friday I've got to get my hair done, or it's eyelash day, or it's nails and pedicures, or whatever, non-COVID related, I know that that's on my schedule, but I know that by Friday I better have hit these certain goals. If I didn't finish them, I cancel my appointment. I don't go. I don't deserve to go. Yeah, I really do deserve to go, but I'm not going to go. I probably worked really hard. I just didn't accomplish it. That's how I roll. Last month, many of you who are on Maria's team were watching the little Tory Burch giveaway. How many of you worked on that, watched that, understood it, were entered in it? I set a goal. Starla's on here. She knows this story. I set a goal to have 10 entries in that Tory Burch contest. Okay, 10. Can I go buy myself a Tory Burch purse? Yes. Would I? No, I'm not that way. I won't do it. I like to win things. I don't like to buy things. I like to win trips. I don't like to pay for trips. Who's with me, right? I like to win and earn free cars, not pay for cars. So it's kind of a mentality. But I had my goal set to be in that contest 10 times. So on the last day of the month, I already had 9 entries and I hadn't won. I was still a little salty about it because Starla had 1 entry and won. What? And I helped her. But I was on the last day of the month. I already had all my auto ship customers. I had 9 new people thriving for free. I had 15 total thriving for free. My husband was thriving for free. My daughter, my son, myself, we were all thriving for free. I needed no volume. Every goal had been hit, but I still needed 1 more entry in that contest. And I was literally mad at myself. I was like, I'm not going to be able to go to bed. I'm not going to be able to close the month without having that 10th entry. And guys, I had 1 person already with an order. I just needed 1 order, right? What do you think I did? Do you think I said, well, I had 9, that's pretty good? Do you think I said, I don't need it, I'm going to save that order for tomorrow so that it counts towards June's volume? Do you think I did that? No, I did not. I went and sent about 10 more messages and got that last customer and had that 10th entry. I wouldn't allow myself to go to dinner that night to finish I told Mike, we were sitting there, it was, time for dinner, and he's like, you want to go out to eat? And I was like, I can't do it. I can't go to bed and I can't go out to eat. I got to get this. Well, he just kind of giggles because he knows how I am. I did it. That goal was set at the beginning of the month, and before the end of the month, I hit it. Did I do it overnight? No. I worked all month on that. That was my discipline. Trust me, I went out to eat the next day. And then I think I also went and got my toenails done. I don't remember what I did. But guess what? I still didn't stink and win, but that was not the point. So I want you to know that I'm definitely at this position in this company. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to grow your business and you want to be disciplined, you do not reward yourself until your goal is met. How many people do you have on your team that if they are so far away from their goal with 5 days left in the month, they stop and they decide that they're going to put that volume on next month? How do you think their business sustains like that? It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. So this month, here we are, man, I'm rolling into June like a crazy woman. On the 15th of the month, every single goal that I had set myself for the month was already done. I had already hit my auto bonus elite. I had already got all my family thriving for free. I had all those people from last month thriving for free. So of course all their orders came in. Hit every goal. Could I take the rest of the month off and just enjoy the last 2 weeks of June? Anybody know me? Probably know that I'm not like that. Didn't happen. Did not happen. I kept going. I literally have probably got my husband's account to the highest volume it's ever been because I just kept working. Why not? Why wouldn't I do that? My son's account that I also kind of help him do, higher than it's ever been. Why not? You still get paid, so why would you quit? Why would you quit going? What happened though is the really cool thing about that is it, one, took a lot of stress off, but two, there is some life happening to some of the leaders on my team. Major life things are going on, and I get it and I understand it. It's family issues. Guess what I'm able to do? Take off my hat, put on theirs, go finish working and helping their team. Right? Now, mind you, I'm the leader of the whole thing. I help teams all the time, but I literally had to step in and be those leaders because they can't do it right now. And I get it. And I'm glad that I did everything I said I was going to do. And I time chunked all month and I mastered that calendar and I kept my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet on point. We do not go to bed until it's done. Now I'm able to spend more time with their teams, and we're going to hit some big goals today. I'm pretty excited about that. But one of the things that I've had to have a lot of talks with my teams this month is there's a lot of, how many of y'all love that double, triple commission thing that comes out? When that comes out, man, you can bust your volume out like no other, right? Most of you probably give back a big chunk of your commissions to that to get your volume up, right? I know I do that on my husband and son's team because, well, I can still get paid off of it, but it's just easier to get their volume up by doing that. Well, that's not making you a whole lot of money. But if, let's say, by the time double, triple was over, you're where you want to be, do you just stop? No. You go and you add the gravy and the icing on the cake and all that, and you keep going and you keep doing all the stuff you're supposed to be doing every day in order to move into July. So I had to have that hard conversation with leaders on my team. And I hate having to have these conversations sometimes. And I'm like, hey, congrats on already hitting your goal for the month. Why is nothing else happening? Well, they're like, I already hit my goal for the month. Well, what about the next month? Like, if you'll keep going past hitting your goal, well, one, you just get paid more, but two, that is just momentum rolling into the next month. So another discipline thing that's very, very sometimes hard to do, because sometimes you just want to go, whoop, I did it, I'm out, I'm done, is to keep going and just make it bigger. I know I was on the phone yesterday with one of my leaders. Her name is Bobby Jo DeMont. She's from Pennsylvania. And I said, hey, what was your goal this month? And she said, it was 40K. And I said, wait, where are you? And she's like, I'm at 52. And I said, so what's the goal? And she goes, well, the goal is 55. Like, she moved her goal. After she hit it, she just moved it by $15,000, but okay. So, but what a great testament of what she's doing in her business, because she knows there's not going to be any double, triple in July. I don't think, but there's probably not going to be. So you're going to have to get that volume somehow, carrying it over from this month to the next. Okay. So we're really going to I really wanted to step on that whole self-discipline and mastering your calendar in that kind of stuff. Time chunk your day like no other. You know, sometimes I have a lot of moms who will call and they're just like, I can't get it done all day. Man, have I been there? Especially when my kids were younger. I was there. I understand that. I don't know why these keep unmuting. But I do know that if you balance your day by doing time chunks, looking at that calendar, making sure you're hitting your goals, and then going and doing what, if you are a stay-at-home mom and you are trying to take care of your children, going and taking care of that stuff too. Now, here's something you can't do. You can't say, hey, babies, be quiet. I got 20 minutes here. You can't do that. They still have to be around. But when your 20 minutes of halfway paying attention to them and doing this is up, You have to put your phone down and go do the 20 minutes, hour, whatever it's going to take to do the things in your other part of your life outside of Lavelle. My biggest advice that I always give to everybody is your consistency is key by far. But your discipline in that and staying in that and it not getting up before you finish everything is so huge. But you have to be balanced, or your family's going to be mad at you, or your work's going to be mad at you. What if you're unbalanced, not working? But if you do that in the time chunks, you'd be surprised at the end of the day. My husband comes home every day and he's like, my gosh, what? Everything is done. Even yesterday, as stressful as yesterday was, I still seriously cleaned bathtubs and toilets and showers. I know we kind of talked about that yesterday on this little thing, but I still did that, as well as got a whole lot of work done. It was crazy, but that's because I time chunk all day. Nothing's bad's going to happen on this phone if you don't answer it within 20 minutes. Trust me. Now, today, that might be a different story. Okay, I was going to try to answer these. Good stuff. Keep going. Set you up for the next month. Absolutely. Okay, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheets, you can probably, if you're on Team Thrive Nation, I really do think she has them in her save post or pin post. If you are not, you can always find me on Susan Brown Kaufman on Facebook and send me a private message, and I will totally just email it to you. Then you can just make copies of it. I think, did Beth Graves create that? I don't remember who did that. And on YouTube, it's under Susan Kaufman, or that's where I think all of them are saved right now, but we're still putting them in the event. And they are on, yeah, there's all kinds of trainings in the cloud too, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, I was trying to think if there was one more thing. Oh, I'm just going to give y'all an example of last night. So one of the things I decided to do during the quarantine was to brush up on my Spanish. So I have a little app called Duolingo. I actually studied Spanish down in Costa Rica, so this should not be hard for me, but it's been 25 years, so I'm trying to brush up on it. And I made myself a goal that I would do all of my Thrive stuff, and then 15 minutes a day, I would do my Duolingo, okay? Well, last night, it's 10:28. I am exhausted because Mondays are super, super long for me. And I looked down at my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. Everything's filled in. I've done my prayer. I've done my exercise. I've written in my gratitude journal. I went and walked 1.5 miles with my mom. I've read my affirmations. I've read my Bible. I've done everything I need to do. I've shared my story. I've worked on my Facebook feed. I've had my water intake, my protein intake. I've done some self-development. These are all the extra things I do. But Spanish was not checked off, and I was tired. What do y'all think I did? I went and did my Spanish for 15 minutes. Muy bueno. Anyway, so you have to be disciplined, because I did not want to go to bed and not have that check mark there and be like, all this time over all this quarantine, I still did it. Is it hard to do? Is it hard to stay disciplined when everybody tries to distract you or an emergency comes up with your kids? For instance, right now, one of my big leaders is sitting in the hospital with her mom. She has all this stuff sitting right beside her because she knows, hey, I still have a business to do. This business that I do allows me this time freedom to do the other things that I want to do. Your Lavelle business is definitely a part-time or full-time job, however you want to do it, but it is not a some of the time job. The some of the time job will just frustrate you. It'll aggravate you, and you most likely will quit. If every single night or every single week or every single month you don't hit the goal that you had set for yourself, look back and be like, well, that's because on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I was off doing this. You have to do it every single day to get to the results that you want, to get to the time freedom that you want, to get to the business building where the paychecks come in and you're like, that gives you the financial freedom as well. It's very, very important to just not ever give up on yourself, for sure. And there are days that you just want to go, I can't do this anymore. And you just want to bang your head, just walk away, go watch Netflix for 30 minutes, come back. Don't watch Netflix for 3 hours, 30 minutes, come back. and sit down, and I promise you it will all pay off in the end. Okay. I see what you did there, Starla. What are you talking about? Unmute yourself. What are you talking about? What I do? Banging my head on my desk? Oh, muy bueno. Okay, Starla. It's MUY. Just kidding. Yes, very good. I'm still not mastering it, but I'm getting there. Okay. That's really what I wanted to share with y'all today. So let's just review real quick before we jump off. We have 1 minute left. Is one, okay, this is probably a good tip. On Sunday night, when everything's kind of winding down, if we're actually are watching football or baseball or whatever, that doesn't happen anymore. Okay, we're just sitting down chilling. I will print this sheet off. I will start planning my stuff for the week. I will go ahead and start thinking about what my goals are going to be so that Monday morning when I hit this office at 6 a.m. with Kayla Fox, I am ready to roll. On Thursday, if it's not looking so good, guess what I have to do? I got to keep on working, right? Guys, when you're doing this stuff all the time, and you know that like today, not today, but let's say tomorrow you have 14 errands you need to go run. Tomorrow is my son's birthday. I have a birthday party tomorrow night. I've got this, I've got that. Does that mean I get to take off that day from doing my basics? No. That just means I'm probably getting up 20 minutes earlier and going, okay, we're going to knock all this stuff out, knock it out, do our stuff. Today, my daughter needs to go someplace. I'm like, you're driving. I got messages to send. Cool. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to close the day, the month, the week, anything without hitting the goal. Now, my quick question is, put it in chat. Who's committed to doing that for July? Can you commit to mastering your calendar? Can you commit to just working in time chunks? Those of you who have regular jobs, you have to work in that time in between, like I did. Before work, few messages during lunch, on your drive time, and then right after work. That's it. 20 minutes a day is how much I spent to get to 12K. 40 minutes a day is how much I spent to get to 40 and 80K. Then I had to bump it up to about an hour and a half a day once I hit 200K. Okay. Who couldn't commit an hour and a half a day to be a 200K in this business, right? Commitment, absolutely. So if you're committed to going into July, having this sheet ready, mastering your calendar, don't go into July on a Wednesday and say you're going to start on Monday. No. You start on the 1st and you keep going. Set your goals up. What are they going to be? Literally plan yourself a reward. What will that be? Getting your hair done? Getting your lashes done? Going out fishing on the boat? Is that what it is? Make sure you hit all your goals before you do that. Okay, I'm super proud of all of y'all. My stuff was just a lot of lecturing today, but I hope I'm going to get you off of here. Go finish your month. Do not close this month out without knowing that you've done every single thing possible that you could have done in order to hit that goal. Okay, I think it's really weird to wave at the end of a Zoom, but I'm doing it anyway because you know you don't walk out of a meeting waving, but still, it's just a habit. Hey, everybody have a great day. Good luck on finishing your month. Bye.